All right, well, I think we're almost ready to go. Y'all feel good? So if I can recap Beth's wonderful introduction. My name is Brian Bildich with the Austin Community College. I work in the Continuing Education Division and in the Global Learning Institute. And throughout the year we have a multitude of Danish groups who visit ACC for 3 to 4 weeks at a time. While they're at ACC on campus, they're studying Texas history and cultures, perhaps entrepreneurship. In this case, this group is studying social enterprise as well as public speaking. And they have a capstone project where they're developing a social enterprise based on a social conflict issue. And then they're developing a solution around that using the social enterprise business model, which is taught by James Crane, who you mentioned in your introduction. And while here, they've gone to a variety of different activities. Too many to mention, but I think they've had a good time. They are coming from 3 different cities in Denmark, Aalborg, Aarhus, and Odense. But they're traveling together, and really they didn't know each other at the beginning of their trip, but I think it's safe to say that y'all have come to love each other. Is that an overstatement? They're good friends now at any rate, we can say that. So I don't want to take up too much more of their time. They have prepared a very wonderful presentation which overviews culture, humor, technology from Denmark. So with that said, please come up and let's get started.
Thank you. Howdy, y'all.
Howdy.
My name is Birgitte. And I am Helle. And as you can see, we are the Danes.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to talk a little bit about our sense of humor. Because in Denmark, we're quite dark sense of humor. We like irony, we like sarcasm, and we are a bit sexist, some might say. So I'm pretty sure you'd find it maybe a bit offensive. An example. Birgitte, how do you like men?
Well, often I think they can be quite annoying.
Oh, not all men are annoying. Some are dead.
Well, I'm here to tell you a bit about Denmark, just a few facts. So, over here, as you can see, we have the United States, and all the way over here we have Denmark. Denmark has a population of 5.5 million people, whereas 1 million of them live in our capital, Copenhagen, that is over here. As Brian said, we are from 3 different cities in Denmark. Aalborg, which is up here, Aarhus here, and Odense here. The weather right now in Denmark is about 45 degrees Fahrenheit, where your average temperature here in October is about a bit over 70, as I've read. So in the rest of this presentation, we will tell you a bit about the Danish Vikings, some traditional Danish food, our tax system, some fun facts about Denmark, and some proverbs. And in the end, we will have some time for some questions.
As you can see, I'm standing next to this rather tall, gorgeous, blonde hair, blue eyes, light skin. She would be your stereotypical Viking. You look at me? Not so much. Nonetheless, I am still a Dane. And back to the Danish sense of humor. I'd just like to remind every single last one of you that you are just as unique as everybody else. Now we're going to hear some more about Danish Vikings. Thank you.
Hello folks, my name is Alex.
Hey.
And my name is Joachim. When you Americans think of the Danes, you often think of the Vikings. A Viking is a warrior who lived in the years 800 to 1100. Originally they ruled in all of Scandinavia. No, sorry. Originally they are from Norway, but ruled in all of Scandinavia. They are most famous for taking on raids where they took over the cities. There they had fun with their drinks, foods, and women. Normally a Viking looked like this helmet with horns, a big bear, and of course his volunteer.
Yeah, when we talk about the Vikings, we think about the greatest king, and that is Harald Bluetooth. And now I want to tell you a little story about him. Once upon a time, in a small country called Denmark, there was a big king named Harald Bluetooth. Harald was the who that made the Danes Christian. It was a funny story. This one time in a party, Harald Bluetooth and his buddy Probo, who was a Christian missionary, discussed who was the biggest king in the world. God in the world. Harald didn't believe it was a Christian God. So to prove this, Probo took his own hand into the fire. When he took his hand back, he didn't get burned. There are no signs of burning. When Harald saw this, he took it as a sign that the Christian God was the real God. And now he converted to Christianity. Yeah, sorry. After this, the Danish people connected to God through Bluetooth. Thank you.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
We'll start to talk about some traditional food. This is your waiter, Andreas, and my name is Mads.
Can you speak a little louder, please?
In Denmark, our national dish is crisp roasted pork with potatoes and pasta sauce. Then we eat a lot of open bread sandwiches. And open bread sandwiches is some rye bread with some nice toppings on. The toppings could be eggs and shrimp with mayonnaise and pickles. Other toppings could be fish fillet or roast beef. And in Denmark we say that the more you put on the bread, the better it is.
Yeah, so in Denmark we have a key concept to describe a cultural concept. The word is Danish, means hygge, and there is no direct translation of the word. But I will now try to explain you guys. In our country, we really enjoy to spend time together with light cameras, watch television and eat candy. And also in Denmark we eat a lot of licorice, and I will now hear you guys if you want to try our special licorice.
Is there anyone who wants to try?
Not now, but after.
Is it something you put on like bread?
Licorice.
Licorice.
It's up
I
candy.
thought it was like a jar. Licorice. Yeah, it's over there.
Maybe
It's a spear.
It's a piece of candy.
Good
yeah.
time, yeah.
Just take one.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Tastes chocolate.
No, take
Chocolate or?
licorice.
It's chocolate but with licorice inside.
Do you like it?
Yeah. There's chocolate with licorice in the center. Yeah.
It's an interesting combination.
So we're wasting.
Eat it. Would you like something, sir?
Thank you.
Everybody?
Chocolate with black licorice. No.
What a pollution of chocolate.
So at Christmas Eve we eat a lot of food, and parents are really stressed out because of all the food they have to make. But in the end of the day, it always ends a great day for all of us.
Yeah, so wait, what are we actually eating for this Christmas?
At Christmas we eat pork sausage, roasted pork, duck with red cabbage salad, some chips prize winning. And then the one who finds it gets a little gift. And in some families, gifts could be a cake made out of marzipan.
Yeah, so in our home country, Denmark, care a lot more about what we actually put in our mouth. That means our food are much cheaper in Denmark than over here. And junk food is more expensive in Denmark. For example, if you go to McDonald's and buy a menu, it costs about $10, but especially nuts are really expensive in our home country, Denmark. Next week we'll talk much more about that.
Hey everybody, my name is Frederick, and this is Frederick as well. We have the pleasure to, two Fredericks, yeah. We have the pleasure to touch on the topic of taxes, and being business people yourself, we think that we're in for 4 minutes of really interesting talk.
First, we will tell you a story about Brian, where I will be the main character. I have a son and a daughter. Every single year I earn 67,000 before tax. 37.4% are going to statskassen, and in the United States it is IRS. After taxes, I have 31,000 back.
So let me start out by passing out a question. How many of you have a kid or kids? How many of you went to school? But here's the fun question. How many of you went to school for free? Oh yeah. In Denmark, we can attend school without having to pay a single dime. All of our education is paid through taxes. That means that Brian can send his kids to elementary school, high school, and college without having to pay money. So let's say that Brian loves soccer. One day, he breaks his leg. He has to go to the hospital. However, he doesn't end up with a huge bill because all of our healthcare is paid through the tax we pay. Let's say that Brian wants to get a new pair of cowboy boots. It's very popular in Texas. So in Denmark, we have a sales tax of 25%. It's a fixed tax. That means everyone throughout Denmark pays the same sales tax, whereas in the United States, it's different from state to state. So on top of the retail price, he asked to add the 25%. And finishing off, let's say that Brian gets a job promotion. He wants to celebrate that with a new car. However, in Denmark, we have something called the registreringsafgift. That is a fee you pay whenever you get a new vehicle. That is on 180%. So on top of the retail price, Brian has to add 180% plus the 25% in sales tax. And finishing off, let me talk about a strange fee that we have in Denmark. Every time a customer goes into a Danish store and decides to get a kilogram of almond, that store has to pay the government $6.10 plus the 25% in sales tax. On that note, let's pass it on to the fun facts guys, who's going to tell everyone a few more fun facts about Denmark.
Hello, I'm Anne, and this is Amanda, and we have 10 fun facts. And the first fact, guess which country is the happiest in the world? Yeah. According to the UN World Happiness Report, Denmark is the happiest it's the happiest country in the world 2 years in a row.
Fun fact number 2. Have you ever heard the word hygge? Yeah? Hygge is a Danish non-translated word, and it comes, hug, I guess you guys know the word, right? Hug actually comes from the word hygge. To give you a guys example of the word hygge, hygge is when you sit by the fireplace, maybe with your family, eat candy, and enjoy the evening. Yeah, so hygge is an atmosphere, and you can kind of compare it to the feeling of a nice cup.
Yeah, next fact, when entering the crosswalk, do you stop at the red light? We Danes always wait for the light to turn green before we walk, even if the road
Fun fact number 4. Do you guys know the word Lego, or have your kids been? The company Lego. Lego is a Danish company, and it's a family-owned business. And the word Lego comes from 2 words, like God, which means play well.
Yeah, fact number 5. What does the Danish flag look like? Here's a picture of the Danish flag. It's red and white, and its design was first used in 1219, and no other modern country has used its flag for so long.
Fun fact number 6, and you're gonna be surprised now, because in Denmark we have more pigs than people. Yeah. We have 22 million pigs in Denmark, but only 5.5 million people. So that's 4 times more pigs. So you can kind of say that we are the European pig farmers.
Fact number 7. Do you know where Bluetooth got its name from? Bluetooth got its name from the second king of Denmark, King Harald Bluetooth. And the Bluetooth symbol is a mix of the runes you see here, H and B.
Fact number 8. If you are unmarried and you turn 25 years old in Denmark, you'll get cinnamon thrown all over you by your friends and family. As you can see on this picture. And it's an old tradition, but nobody really knows why. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, fact number 9. Imagine you have a 2-month-old baby and you just got home from a cold and long walk. What do? We Danes leave our babies outside the house for sleep.
And fact number 10. The Christmas in the United States is very different from the Christmas in Denmark. You open your gifts at Christmas morning, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. We actually eat a big Christmas dinner, and then we walk around the Christmas tree and we sing Christmas jingles, and then we open our gifts the same night. So it's very different.
Then we have a bonus fact. In Denmark we have a law called Jantelov. And you learn about the law almost from the day we are born. There's 10 phrases you need to follow. Example, you can't say that you're better, richer, or better educated than other people. You can't brag about the things you have or the things you do. And it's a very serious law, and it must be respected. But it is not an official law. You can compare it to the American dream. It's kind of the opposite of that.
And we have a Danish proverb for you guys too. And our proverb is tro kan flytte bjerge, which means faith can move mountains. Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from Denmark.
Oh.
So, but Matthias and Jonas are going to tell you more about some Danish proverbs.
Thank you.
Hello everybody.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Jonas.
And I'm Matthias.
And we have the job to tell you about some Danish proverbs. And we have 10 of them, so let's get started.
The first proverb is lokumsaftale, and it means if you make an appointment and no one has to know about it, and directly translated it means toilet appointment. The second is du er for længe om for lidt. It means you are spending too much time into a little, and the meaning of it means you are too slowly.
Oh.
And the third, directly translated, the third one is at køre i en spand, and directly translated it is to drive in a bucket, and the bucket means an old car. So, yeah.
Yeah, proverb number 4 is sådan skal den ged vurderes. Directly translated, that would be that's how that goat is shaved. So what it really means is that you do something to perfection. For example, if you play bingo and you get a whole line, then it's perfection, and then you get a little prison, as you suppose. And then the next one is du skal ikke slå større på op, man kan bage, which directly translated is you should not make more dough than cook or bake. And that means that you shouldn't start on something that you can't finish, because then it would not be good when you finish it. So don't start. And then the next one is at forrøv på komedie, which means to get your butt on comedy. That is when you get in trouble. You have done something bad. If you do that, you get your butt in company. That's not good.
Number 7 is at få ørerne i maskinen. Directly translated, it is getting your ears into the machine, and the meaning of it, it is you get into trouble. The number 8, at stå med røven i vandskorpen. Directly translated, it is to stand with the butt in the waterline, and the meaning of it is you're also getting into trouble. Number 9. At stå, at gøre en bjørnetjeneste, directly translated it is to do a bear service, and the meaning of it to do a disservice. So, yeah. And number 10 is, jeg skal ud og puste griser op. Directly translated it is, I'm going to blow up some pigs, and the meaning of it is, you're going to the toilet. So, yeah.
And it's number 2 you're supposed to, you're about to do, not number 1. 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the 10 programs we have. So now we have a little Q&A. So the guys over here will tell you more about that. Thank you.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
My name is Daniel.
Yeah, my name is Stefan.
So now we heard about topics: the Vikings, the tax system, the fun facts, the foods, some programs. So actually, now you're all qualified to be Danes. But remember one thing: you're not better than anybody else. You're not better educated. You're not richer, and you pay a lot of taxes, and you do not have a big culture. Yeah. Now we'll pass it on to Stefan.
Yeah, we were actually going to do a quiz, but we found out that the Wi-Fi is really slow here, so that doesn't work. So instead we're going to do a question and answers. So if any one of you have a question, we're going to just raise your hand and then we can. But before we're going to do that, I just want to talk about the licorice taste. The Danish licorice, it's called Johan Bülow, and it's one of the best licorice we have, and he's become very successful with it. And yeah, whenever you are raising your hand and have a question, you will get a Danish. And some of you already tasted that one, but we have a different one too, which is a real licorice. Yeah. So, does anyone of you have some questions?
Did I see you all in the domain yesterday playing washers? Was that y'all? No?
Washers? No.
Okay, I saw a big group of people playing washers. I thought it might be you guys. But what's the one most memorable thing that that you did or saw in Texas that you'll bring back to your country?
Okay. So I'm just going to pick someone out to answer the question, I think. Birgitte wants to, and let's ask Thomas afterwards.
Yeah, well, me and Helle and another teacher that we had, we went to Broken Spoke and ate and saw people dancing, and heard the music, and it was just, we thought it was quite authentic, and that was really nice to try. It was like the stereotypical Texan person or feeling that we wanted to try, so that was really, really nice.
Did you do the chicken dance?
No, we didn't dance. But some did the two-step, but we didn't really know how to dance. It was more like
a couple of cervezas and everybody dances.
But it was nice to see that both elder or young people, they came and they just danced and enjoyed themselves.
I was going to ask you about when you were talking about the taxes and registering a new car. You know, in the United States, it's really common for somebody to own a car for 4 or 5 years and then trade it in and buy a new car. So the first car is sold as a used car. So is that tax transaction when somebody registers a car in their own name?
Let's ask the group, and I don't know if Frederick wants to.
Sure. So whenever you decide to get a new car, let's say that you want to buy a used one, the fee is still added to the price. That means you can buy a car, let's say that you buy a car in Germany, you buy it for a lot cheaper. However, if you want to have the car in Denmark, you have to add the registration fee. So that fee will always stay in the price of the car, if that makes sense.
Hey, staying on the tax issue, does it extend to real estate?
It does. We have something called boligskatter, which is a tax that you put onto properties as well.
Wow, but not 25%.
I don't remember the exact percent, but not 25%.
So
It's around 12%.
Around 12%. So are y'all really that happy?
Good question.
Yeah, that was my question. I had read about the Danes being the happiest people in the world, but I want to get your thoughts as to why do you think that is?
Okay, let's ask Amanda and Andreas.
I guess we are the happiest country because we have this safety net under us. We have the free healthcare and free school. So if you are raised in a poor society, you still have the chance to get an education and to be something. Yeah, I guess that's why we're the happiest country, because we have this
Less
safety.
stress.
What?
Less stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we drink a lot of beer. And
There you go.
That's also a lot.
How old do you have to be to drink alcohol?
16.
16 to buy alcohol in the store and 18 to go to a bar.
Yeah, but some start at 15 to drink too.
It's not that very strict in Denmark.
No.
So is the education free all the way up to say you want to be a doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Is there a local Danish beer that's like native to the country, or like a craft beer or anything like that, you all?
Oh, a beer craft? There are a few ones. We actually had one who has made it to like the European national thing where he actually won the beer craft. I don't know what you're calling it. It's very good. So they have some, we actually have a lot of them.
Yeah, and you also know one of our beers, Carlsberg.
Oh,
Danish.
okay.
So you know that one.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I was going to ask about maternity leave when a woman has a baby.
Yeah.
Do both the mother and the father qualify to take paid time off from their jobs, or how does that work?
Hell, she's
I'm the only mother here, so I suppose I'll have to talk about that. Well, yes, we do qualify. A mother can have up to a year off from work, actually getting paid to be at home with her child. If the father chooses to have some leave as well, it's deducted from the mother's leave. But he will also get paid while being at home with the baby. So yeah, it's a really nice system.
The biggest fear in the United States is we have too much entitlements. You have all entitlements. So nobody really gripes about the large taxes. And nobody really gripes about, I mean, the fear here is that that no one will have the incentive to work hard and achieve more if everything is easy and given to them. But obviously that's not the way it is in Denmark. So I don't know what my question is, but
I think I know what you're getting. But yeah, in Denmark you will find people who actually just use the system to get social welfare throughout their entire life. But most people in Denmark actually do want to work. We see it more as a pleasure to sustain ourselves, and that's what makes us grow instead of just, we know if we do lose a job, we will not have to walk away from our home. We will still be able to feed our children, and that gives a sense of security, but it also makes it easy to switch jobs as well. So I'd say there's a bit to the fear you have over here that people will get lazy, but it's a minor percentage of the population that actually chooses to live that way. Most of us do want to contribute because we use the system and we want to pay back.
Anyone else?
I don't want to dominate the questions, but I'm curious about how many days of the year do you have snow there, and how many days do you have a nice temperate climate?
Yeah, Yiddish, you know.
Yeah, I can tell a bit about the weather. So, well, every year we have snow, but it's not necessarily that much. Sometimes it's only in January. We can go through a whole December with no snow, and well, sometimes it comes in the late October, or well, yeah, it changes a bit. But from I think April, May until mid-September, we have like nice weather and sun and just a bit rain, or sometimes more rain. But well, it's nice weather, but not that high temperature. It's only in like late June, July, and August we have like high temperature.
We could ask Linda, she just flew in a few days ago, how is the weather back at home now?
Well, it's rainy. And that sort of says everything about Denmark.
Yeah.
It can be very rainy.
Yes. More rainy than snowy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of hiking and camping opportunities? And is it private land, public land mainly, or?
Yeah, let's ask. Let's ask what.
Can I get the question?
Yes. Are there a lot of hiking and camping opportunities, or, you know, like on public land, or is it all private land that you kind of limited access? And how does that work?
There's a lot of.
Are there national parks?
Yeah, national parks.
It's a little country, but you can hike many places. There's Matt. He changed to take a walk in the woods. And camping, there's many camping places.
Okay.
So it's the country is kind of like Holland. Holland?
Yeah, Holland, yeah.
But a little more hilly. That's how Denmark is.
We don't have any mountains. No. It's just flat down.
Yeah. And
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else has a question?
Thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Beth, and everyone for letting us visit your meeting on such short notice.
Yeah. I have a couple of things we do for our speakers, so Brian, I'm going to let you decide how you want to handle this. One thing is that we donate a book in your group's name to a school here, so we ask that you can sign it on behalf of ACC or yourself, and it will be donated to either Strong Start if it's a preschool book, or to Ridgetop Elementary if it's an elementary age book.
That is a wonderful program. We will definitely find the right school to share this with.
No, we'll do it for you. We just need you to sign it.
Sign it, absolutely, absolutely. Yes. I will get sign it before we do.
And then second thing is we do, when members come in, they can buy tickets, and then at the end we draw one.
So I get to draw?
Yes, please.
And read the last three numbers, and the winner will win a prize.
514.
I'm not taking the right one.
You were right.
I need to verify the ticket, please.
Yeah. It was when we get to the
514. You are
when we
aware.
get to the four-way test. We'll get to the first one of those.
Yeah, and then a point of privilege, I have one more thing that we don't normally do, but because there's so many of you and you didn't join us for lunch, I got you some Krispy Kreme donuts. Today only, they have got a pumpkin flavor, and there's a few scattered in there that have chocolate filling. So maybe you can have those on an afternoon break today.
These are for us?
Yes, sir, for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for letting us join you and for the great donuts and everything else. I appreciate them very much.
And Dennis got a free makeup, so he's excited about that.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so can we stand to do the four-way test?
Yeah, come around and listen to the four-way test.
This is the four-way test for Rotary International of the things we think, say, or do. First,
Is it true?
Second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
Third,
Will it build better friendships?
fourth,
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you for coming. We really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Now, culturally or ethnically, do y'all feel closer to Germany or to Sweden or Norway? Oh, okay. Now, it was, y'all probably don't watch Masterpiece Theater and watch Viking
Boss,
cruises.
where are you going to go have a lunch? Do you want to take him to the Whataburger or Burger King? I pay for it.
Oh, thank you. I ordered Domino's pizza before we came.
Oh, okay.
But that's very nice.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for the
Anytime,
offer.
anytime,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank
Anytime.
you, sir.
Pleasure.
I'm humbled.
Some people still hold any grudges. I mean, I still hold grudges against the Brits.
My offer is for the seats they already ate. I told them either you can eat here like pay for it, or you go to the McDonald's or any place, you know. So no, they already ate. So
Strange thing to be proud of. There's also a lot of not so good things to say about Vikings.
Is there
You know, Rotary used to have what they call the group.
Is that look appropriate?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Rotary used to have what they call a group study exchange, and we would send them out to other parts of the world and other parts of the world. And they've discontinued it. They're doing something similar, but it's not called group study exchange.